Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming. And it's my pleasure today to welcome to the Tasveer platform, Jay Krishnan and Franziska Schönenberger. I'm
Yes,
very sorry if I mispronounce it, but I would let both of you speak and say some greetings for our Tasveer Festival audience.
Yeah, you want to...
First of all, yes, you pronounce it really good. So it's I'm Franziska Schönenberger. I'm a filmmaker from Germany, and I'm very happy that I get the chance as a German filmmaker to be at this wonderful Tasveer Indian Film Festival. And
I'm Jay Krishnan Subramanian, and also a filmmaker and animator. And really thank you for giving us a platform for this to show our film and have the Q&A session. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome both of you. I was reading both of your bios and it was really interesting. And Jay, looks like you're a former engineer turned artist, filmmaker. We are amazed at how many doctors and engineers have turned filmmakers coming to our festival. Just for this festival, we were counting, my colleague and I were counting another engineer, a check, and at
Yes.
least we have got 80% of them doing something else in their former work and then turned filmmaker. Could you tell us a little bit about how you made that change and how you two met, if you can share that story?
Like I did a like for all Indian parents, you either you should study engineering or doctor. I think so. Like I studied engineering, and then I thought, no, I just want to go into films. But that time it was not possible because my parents completely against. So I found a middle way. So I went into fine art, like painting, and so in Chennai Fine Art, I studied for 4 years. And then I worked in animation industry, and then I went to study in Ahmedabad as a graphic designer, and I finished this post-graduation. And then at that time I met France. Like, yeah,
actually, so I was at the Munich at the film school at that time, and I wanted to collaborate with young people from India because I was interested in India. And then I got to know about National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad, where he studied, and I just dropped an email under his blog saying, "Hello, I like your work. Would you be interested in cooperation?" And I wrote just Franzi, which is the short form of my name. And he thought that I'm a guy because there's the German name Franz, which is Franz Kafka, because he liked Kafka. So that's basically how we met. He realized after some time that I'm not a guy. And to your what you said about engineers, when I came with, like I was in India before, but then with Jay also we started this filmmaking and we made our first film together. And really I felt also in India, everyone I meet and they ask, okay, madam, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Even like a rickshaw wala in Chennai, they all want to be in films and they all want to make films, and they are somehow all actors and they're all great actors. And I also met a lot of engineers who became directors, and it was like, okay, I think it's really difficult in India to, as compared to me. Actually, my parents were not really happy when I told them after my literature studies, hey, I'm going to study again at the film school. They were like, okay, if you need to do it, then do it. And unlike in US and Germany, you don't pay for the study. So education, actually you can study as long as you want, as long as the parents are supporting this. So yeah, but I'm going somewhere else. So that's how we met, basically.
And then we made our first documentary film about us, like Amma and Appa, it's called. And Francie's parents came to India to meet my parents to convince, like, about Franziska and our marriage. And then we made that film as a documentary film. And then we made one more documentary. And then for the Rettai Jeddai, we tried, okay, we can try with the fiction film. So that was our short
Yeah, no,
fiction.
actually, because during this process of making this first documentary, which happened to come alive because as a film school project, we just experimented also. So I found that I got more and more interested about all the stories. His mother was, Amma, was telling about her life and how she grew up and all those things. And then I just thought it would be so nice if she writes a book, because I found all the stories so interesting. Actually, I cannot talk to her because I don't speak Tamil. It was a true translation with Jay, and I kept on asking things and she kept on telling these stories. And this is how she came up with the story of Rettai Jeddai. That's actually her story, that she always wanted to have these ribbons, and her best friend Banu always was so beautiful. And then she read also about an incident in that same time, that a girl in Tamil Nadu was shamed in front of the class because of her periods. Also Amma read this article in a Tamil news magazine, and then she started telling, because that girl was shamed, and then that girl committed suicide in the article. And Amma said it was also for her like this. And then she kept on talking about also her experience. And this is how this Rettai Jeddai film came into being, basically.
Oh, wow, that's such a hard story to hear. So just for her period, she was ashamed in whatever class and she committed suicide.
Well, the blood stain, and then the class teacher somehow, I mean, shamed her, and then she doesn't know what is going on, like nobody like explaining. So it's kind of, yeah.
And and your mother was really shocked with this whole article, and she started to tell in her story, and then somehow it came into this Rettai Jeddai, and we felt that this girl should not die. That's what I felt, or that's what we felt also. The film is actually a children's film, which was funded by the German government. And they also wanted that it's suitable for children or to, girls, adolescent girls, also to show German girls that it's that in India also the girls have equally problems, but or show them another perspective of the world. And this is why we also try to give it a good ending, and maybe it's a little bit kitschy also, the film, in a sense, but it's a children's movie.
So just to give a background for our audience members, hi everyone, we are talking about 2 films in this festival, which was also a very wonderful surprise for our festival team when we realized, oh, the directors' names are same. They're for Rettai Jeddai, The Girl with Red Ribbon, and My Mirror. And we all love these 2 films. Individually, we love these films. And then we connected the directors' names were similar. I said, oh my goodness, we have a treasure here. I know whichever films you will make in future are going to be amazing. So Rettai Jeddai and My Mirror. And that's wonderful. So it's based on the true story. What about My Mirror? Is it also based on someone's story, or?
Yeah, I think it's the idea about TikTok came through while we are shooting Rettai Jeddai, and these 2 girls, they are also non-actors, but they are doing a lot of these,
and they are actually best friends.
So basically they are like both of them actually best friends. They were doing TikToks, and then I asked, or like we asked, what are you doing?
No, actually it was like this. Yeah. We hired a caravan, not really a caravan, but it was really hot because we had to shoot in Tamil Nadu during summer holidays, school holidays, and it's the hottest month in Tamil Nadu. So it was 40 degrees outside Celsius. And these girls didn't sit in the van. They were always outside with the mobiles. And I just said to these girls, yeah, why you're not sitting in the van? There's an AC and all. Yeah, we don't have signal. We need a signal for our phones because we need to do TikTok. And I was like, what? You need to do TikTok? What is TikTok? And then they explained it to us.
And then I was like observing and then suddenly I saw the phenomena how TikTok was like popular, getting popular in India, like Tamil Nadu.
And you read
and then there was
did you read it?
Yeah, I read
or his mother read the story of this woman who committed suicide in front of TikTok. So somehow this is also based on a real story.
Oh.
And the thing was, because basically what our background is a documentary background. So normally for TikTok, also for the My Mirror film, we actually wanted to do a documentary. And I researched also then about the story of this woman. And it's a true story. But still also we felt it would be really sad if she dies in our film. So we decided to change the ending because we felt also it's more empowering if you decide not to
kill yourself.
Yes, and we figured out after working on the film that there are a lot of incidences in India with social media, and because women really explore themselves also through social media, and a lot of husbands get jealous, and there are similar incidences also happening. So we felt maybe.
Yeah, while watching the film, I could think of 3-4 people I could send it to who live with their mother-in-laws or so active on social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. But yeah, it connected with so many people, that film. And while we were talking before we started the interview, you two mentioned it wasn't made during the pandemic, but it looks like as if you two thought of it during the pandemic. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
So actually we planned 2019 we finished Rettai Jeddai, and then we were in post-production. I was doing animation, because the animation took really long because I did alone with one of my friend. So for me, it took some 5 minutes to finish the animation. And then at that time we thought, okay, we were a little bit,
and we were free. And then I spoke to, because it's shot with a mobile My Mirror, and it looks like very unplanned, but it is really shot by a camera person or a woman, my friend, Carla. And Carla and me were discussing that we should do something interesting and something which doesn't cost so much money. And she was like, yeah, and there's this new iPhone coming out which can shoot 4K, and I would love to try something. And then we came up with the idea doing this TikTok, and we booked, and then we the main cast, both of them live in Germany actually. So Adira Sukumaran is from Kerala, but she studies violin in Germany, and we met her through some other film because she worked in the cinema where our last film was shown. And she was so amazing and had such an interesting
aura.
That we just called her and said, Adira, we're doing this crazy thing with a film made out of TikTok videos. Are you interested in acting? And then she said, yeah. And because Jay sent her the story, and the story really resonated with her. And then she said, yeah, I want to do it. And then
Patrick
is the one who plays the husband. He is a Sri Lankan Tamil actor, German Sri Lankan Tamil actor who works in Germany in the theater. Okay. So actually 5 of us took a plane to India and made this film with an iPhone.
With the phone, we don't need shooting permission. We were shooting.
Yeah,
everybody
it was actually
with a
super.
mobile.
Yeah,
it's really a great freedom. And
so yeah, actually, we could have never had an elephant in our film, and all these little things that you don't need and my Carla, the camera person, she really loved it because she could go anywhere with her phone, and Pondicherry is a little touristy place, so even she, as a Western woman with a phone, everybody thought she's a tourist, so she could film anything,
like on the beach and
everything she wanted, and nobody was interested. So actually, it's an interesting form to make a film with a mobile.
So is she all into TikTok, Instagram now? Does she have a?
No, that was really funny, because we have to say that we are not digital natives in Carla also. So I did really research. We together, Carla and me, we watched a lot of TikTok videos and thought how we can do it and how are these young people doing it. And Satish, whose name is really Satish, who is the young fellow in the film, he was really helpful. He gave a lot of tips also. So he's very active. Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect spot for me to show a little bit about that Satish and Metali's dance together. So let me show you.
எங்கம்மா யாரோ யாரோ எங்கம்மா எந்த ஊரோ எங்கம்மா யாரோ யாரோ எங்கம்மா எந்த ஊரோ பிளைண்ட் டேட்டிங் போலாமா டூயட் பாடலாமா பிளைண்ட் டேட்டிங் போலாமா டூயட் பாடலாமா மழை பெஞ்ச சேராத மார்போடு சேர்வோமா
And then her husband comes and spoils everything. Well, that was just a glimpse, guys, from the film called My Mirror, where this person, out of her boredom and being separated from her husband, who lives overseas in Dubai, working there, and our protagonist gets into TikTok, which is hugely popular in India. Right now, I read recently there was some article about how Instagram is trying to overpower TikTok and trying to bring it down. And all the access for people deep down in villages and where they don't have access to regular Wi-Fi and are making big TikTok videos, that freedom has been taken away from them because Instagram is kind of stopping that. Was did you two hear about that?
I think TikTok was banned for some time in India because of China, and I'm not sure, but I think
they banned last year in India.
But I think that you can do similar like TikTok on Instagram. Right? They have some.
They can, but it's a little bit different in like setting it up. Well, I'm not big on Instagram, but I thought there was more flexibility and accessibility through TikTok. You just get on it and start dancing, and it goes everywhere. Now this question is for Jay. You kept mentioning your mother a few times, and tell us a little bit about her from your words. Like, looks like she's an inspiration for both of the films. And can you tell your audience whether she's in the film also?
I think as we told, the Rettai Jeddai is based on her childhood story, and in My Mirror, she played this mother-in-law character. Like I asked, I mean, we shot with her Amandappa as a documentary, and then I asked, can you do? I mean, we know that she can do this role as a mother-in-law, like. She's natural born actress. And she was in the beginning, no, I don't know if I can do it or not, but I told her, like, you just treat her like just to, like, as your son.
You got treated by your mother-in-law.
Just normally you can. And then she did this like quite easy and and then later she saw the film. Once we finished the film, and then she saw the film, and then she was really shocked. Like she was really shocked that she told that, oh, I'm really a creepy villain and then really slow and really scary in the film. And, yeah, but
Yeah, she is actually not like this. She's a very sweet and strong woman and character. And yeah, somehow our whole filmmaking started with his mother and his parents and my parents. So she's like a token or like a she somehow has a mimicry role in each of our films. Somehow she's always there.
Yeah, and didn't you say the both times she read an article and then
Yes.
you get this inspiration for the story? So it looks like she's playing a big role in both of your art career in getting the inspiration out. And so that's
actually our second film, after the documentary we made together about our relationship, she was the inspiration for us, our second documentary feature, because she told us to make the film, which is about Jay's cousin whose husband went to Dubai and disappeared as a construction worker. This is a film we made previous to the two short fictions. And he disappeared in the sense of...
I think he disappeared, and then like 3 months later, they found out he died, and then it took another 4 or 5 months or 6 months to get his dead body back. And then with that film, we tried to investigate what happened to him and what is going on with all the construction worker from India who goes to Middle East countries and like
actually your mother told his mother told to Jay, make a film and help your cousin Sundari to find out what happened to her husband Bhaskaran. So this is how, so somehow she's always like a little bit of a push in the direction what films should be made.
So one of our viewer is asking this question for Jay. What was your mother's reaction when she watched the film? Since you mentioned these stories are inspired from some real life situations around her. So you kind of answered, but what was her reaction?
She liked, she liked Rettai Jeddai, and she liked, I think, My Mirror more. I think she find, I don't know. I don't know. She enjoys this.
No, but she didn't she say that she likes My Mirror more because finally we made some film with music and dance?
I like that answer. Oh, have to meet your mom. We should have brought her in. And can I ask, like, what was her background? How did she got so did she do arts or
she studied Tamil literature, and then she was also in like, I mean, that's why the Rettai Jeddai, the Virutambal, she was also writing poems, and my mother used to write poems, and then somehow after marriage she lost, or she didn't do much. And but she was like watching all the time news and reading news. She was like constantly.
But she was the one who you wanted to become an engineer.
Yeah.
So actually, I think she's a big. I have really a strong respect for her, because she is the only daughter. She has 7 sisters, and she is the only one who went to college. And so the whole story of her was really interesting and inspiring for me. And I think she really is into films, actually. And after making this first documentary together with us, because somehow she made it together with us and my parents, and also his father, who sadly passed away recently, she is like she became like a producer in a sense, because she always knows which topics are important, and she will read all her favorite magazines and tell and she will also tell when she watched some Tamil films, you guys, you had the idea for this topic also, but you didn't do it and things. So she is really into
a creative producer.
Yes.
Wow, that's so inspiring. Now that you mentioned Rettai Jeddai, let's go and show a little clip where they're looking at the poetry book and talking about it. So here we go.
இரு, நான் கொடுத்த குறிஞ்சு பூ தானே இது இன்னுமா பத்திரமா வச்சிருக்க? என்கிட்ட இருக்க ஒரே ஒரு பொக்கிஷம் இதான். இது எப்படி நான் தொலைப்பேன்? அதுவும் நீ தானே சொன்ன இது 12 வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு தடவை தான் பூக்குன்னு. இரு, அடுத்த 12 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம எங்க இருப்போம்னு நினைக்கிறேன்? எங்க இருப்போம்னு தெரியல, ஆனா கண்டிப்பா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸா தான் இருக்கும். சரி, நான் இது படிச்சு காமிக்கேன். இல்ல நான் படிக்கிறேன். என் குழல் மெலிந்து துன்புறு தோல் துவல அன்புடை காந்தலாய் அருகில் நீ வந்தாய் மடுக்குறிஞ்சி முகிழ்த்து கடுத்தேன் சுமை போல நெடு அருவியாய் என்னில் இறங்கினாய் தோழி. சூப்பரா எழுதிருக்கேன். தேங்க்ஸ்.
துயில் கலைந்த தன் கயப்புவளை வன் தோதி விரிமையில் நடிச்சிடு நறுமணம் தேடி காலெழும் தும்பியாய் நறுமணம் தேடி காலெழும் தும்பியாய் இருமண ஒருமையை கண்டீராய் தோழி. இருமண ஒருமையை கண்டீராய் தோழி.
There you go, guys, a little glimpse of Rettai Jeddai, the girl with red ribbon. Now let's talk a little bit about the animation. One of our viewers is asking, again, it's for you, Jay. You mentioned because you studied animation.
I think I worked in an animation studio for like
Did you
short
make
period of. Yeah, I made this animation. Yes.
Okay. Tell us, why did you two think of putting animation in there? It's so beautiful, and the ribbons coming out. What's the inspiration? And
I think our like last two documentary film animation or like working with the illustrations kind of my way of interpreting what is in a way the story. And like for this film, it's also interesting to show the girls' inner world or a little bit imagination, and they're talking about friendship, and then it somehow animation expresses like really you have more freedom to explore more surreal things with animations and like bring more stronger emotions in a not much
and
I don't know if I can do it in a real way. It will be little.
Yeah, and I think also even in my mirror, their graphics play a big role in Jay's work. So he designed also the whole because it's the whole interface, like how my mirror looks, and made the logos and all these little emojis and things. So he really likes to work with this, and I think the animation was to use animation in Rettai Jeddai was also a little bit my idea in the sense in Germany. I don't know if it's there, like you have this in India, I suppose also you have diaries, and a lot of these girls are also sketching inside their diaries. And I remember that I did these kind of things and collected memories with my friend, and you have this dream. And it felt also production-wise, it felt natural because we wanted to show her inner feelings. and we could have tried to do it in a like in a fictionalized way, in a sense of act with the actor itself, but how can they fly and these kind of things. And
I mean, we
so
don't have that much budget to.
yeah, and there was also not so much budget, so Jay can the animation can be done from our living room alone at home, and this was a nice thing. And since I think I told it, since it's also a film for younger children or adolescent girls, we felt it's, for me, it came very natural to animate it. Jay, for Jay, the film is sometimes a little bit too kitschy. So Rettai Jeddai is a little bit of my my fault, in the sense of with that it's not so yeah, pure, in the sense of puristic. So I really liked it too.
Yeah, I think it's kind of collaboration. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it actually goes well, and it's beautiful that she goes into this dreamy mode, and her diary is totally off topic, but I was watching Billie Eilish documentary, and she's constantly drawing in her diary. And you see that, and it's so beautiful, and it's when you're talking about that, it reminded me of that, her diary, Billie Eilish.
And I think it's connected to, and this I found an interesting thing, because we had this idea also to show to German girls or German audience that in India, even girls, if they don't have smartphones and all these things around them, they have the same problems of, who am I? What do I want to be in life? Everyone has this best friend who looks better than oneself, and you envy that best friend. Like I envied my best friend because she was blonde and I have brown hair and things like that. And you have also this trouble of finding yourself. And I think also you have always this diary, especially girls, as a best friend you can confide to and things. So for me, it was also maybe a connection for a non-Indian audience to get them also inside the environment of these two girls.
Right. No, it was beautifully done. Oh, sorry. I think, Jay, what you're trying to say, it's animation is not popular in South Asian films and all, and it's do you think that's why you were not in favor of putting it in, or it was something unusual? Or
no, I think I don't know. It is, first of all, it's, for me, it's a lot of work, so I try to reduce this. And I don't know. I don't know the way it. I mean, I like animations.
If we have a better budget, he would also like animations.
So kind of, maybe if we try some different styles, or I don't know, that kind of always we are discussing and fighting, or that's usual as a two filmmakers.
Because he's doing. I think what you have to say is that you are not doing it with software, so it's hand-drawn animation. So he needs to sketch one frame at a time within the software, but. So it's a little bit like this older way of animating. That's why it takes so long. So my dream would be to make a full animated film, but he was not so happy about that idea. He needs to sketch all the frames.
If there's a budget or more people, I think it's possible.
Because I think animation is a beautiful, underestimated genre of filmmaking. I think you can do amazing stories with animation. And just last year, I think in the pandemic year in Cannes, there was also an amazing whole animation film about the about the Syrian kid who had to flee from Syria to Europe, and they animated his whole journey, which I really like. Or there's this story, I think it's produced also by Angelina Jolie, The Breadwinner, about a girl in Kabul who is
Mhm.
like, so I think animation is a beautiful medium actually.
Yeah, no doubt it is. It's not popular in South Asia or from South Asia, but I think
Which
that's one thing we need to work on to highlight it more and bring more animated films. So
Yeah,
I totally agree. It
and
was very well done.
I think also the crazy thing I find is because Jay has a lot of friends in the uh, animation industry in India, so there is a big animation industry, but they all work for Disney.
Yeah,
So
Disney, Hollywood.
yeah, so they animate the hair and fur of
All the 3D
all
animation.
or the magic wand of Tinkerbell and so natural content should come out of India actually because they have
Yeah,
this
yeah.
biggest um,
Yeah.
manpower for this.
Yeah, you're very right. When you see the credit, it's all South
Yeah.
Asian names, South Indian names,
I
actually.
think most of my friends also work in. I mean, I saw them also all the film credits. Okay, oh, you're doing
Right.
this.
Yeah. So what's next for you? I had shared there would be some good news coming your way, but we can wait till Sunday. But what's next for you for your film? What your plans? Where to distribute it?
For these 2 films you're talking, I mean,
These 2 films, and what's your future project?
Also for these 2 films, we can just hope that it will go to some festivals. In Germany, we were lucky to have a co-production with a broadcaster for Rettai Jeddai. So this is going to be shown, I think 12th of December, which is the Human Rights Day, don't get me wrong, or the Day of Human Rights or something. A date in December, it's shown on German television. And at this, the television really liked also my mirror, and they also acquired the rights. So they will show it in a, they have a long short film night at Bavarian television. So because we are in Munich and that's this part of Germany we are living, so they will show, which is actually funny, 2 South Asian films in Bavarian television. So, yeah, that's one which is coming, which is quite exciting.
and then we were working on another like feature length.
2.
Yeah, 2. I mean, like one we kind of finished the first draft of a script, and then again one we are kind of in the treatment phase. And this is the one film which like Adira, Suguman, and Patrick, and they are in one.
So
yeah,
you have to.
I think they are playing in with them. We were developing one more film.
So actually, the cast of My Mirror, this husband and wife team, the 2 actors, they really worked well together. And then they talked to Jay about different ideas, and then Jay told them about a story which happened in Munich about the dowry for an Indian couple, a Sri Lankan Tamil couple. And so they developed a script together with Jay, which is also based again on a true story, which somehow came his way in Munich. So it's a story between India and Germany. No, Sri Lanka and Germany, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, we look forward to seeing those films here in Tasveer.
Yeah, let's hope that we find financing because at the moment we're the script is there, but we are looking for partners and things. And
what is your writing process? How do you write a script? Like, do you both co-write, or one writes, other one gives feedback?
I think for the feature film, we were like as a team of like 3 people, and like one more friend. She's writing with us. I think kind of it's collective process.
Yeah,
because
it's like a writer's room. And since we are always fighting about everything, we had to find a third person, also an outside perspective for this story. And yeah, Jay writes in English. And since we are trying, since parts of the film is set in Germany, so it has to be in German also. And if you find a producer, if you're looking for a producer in the beginning in Germany, it has to be also in German. So it's always, we have a script in English and one in German, and then
translate or back and forth, or
Yeah.
sometimes lost in translation.
Yes.
Or yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of collective process. Yeah.
so yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah.
And we had also we also need to credit our co-writer, because we have not experience with a long feature film script, so she is really a script writer, and she's very focused, and she catches us as filmmakers who have ideas and ideas and ideas, and she will follow the path of a script writer. And
Yeah, it keeps all you in shape.
yes, she organize everything.
Get in shape.
Yes.
That's wonderful. It was so wonderful to chat with both of you. You both have made a wonderful, beautiful film. Both films are, those are about women empowerment, different topics, but through different stories. But at the same time, it moves the audience similarly, really getting you really bring them in and show a glimpse of the real life, what happened in both situations. A job very well done. So we hope to see you back at the Street Festival again with your future films, and keep writing, keep making those films. And thank you for coming here. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have to thank you for selecting both the films. I was like, wow, 2 films. That's amazing. And we have to thank actually all our super great cast, because all this cast, without the cast, all these 2 films wouldn't have been possible, because these people, Adira is a wonderful person, and Patrick, who are the husband and wife in my mirror, and obviously
Kali
Kali Srinivasan is the teacher in Rettai Jeddai. She's from Deepan.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's a great actress.
And
we were also developing like one project with her
at moment.
So that's in a treatment.
So actually, I got her into acting a film in this short film, because I told her I want to write a full script for you, and I want to thank Kali also, because she gave us the trust. It was our first fiction film, and then she said, yes, I will be in, I will work with you. And
she also gave inputs to work with the children.
She helped a lot doing workshop with the 2 girls. And sorry, I'm talking too much. So I want to thank Kali.
What was her role in Deepan?
She was Yalini in Deepan.
Wow. Okay, wonderful. No wonder I was like struck by the teacher, her acting. This is like not acting. Again, I would say, I mean, when I see someone, it feels like you're in that room like a fly on the wall. It's nobody's acting. It's just real life. It can't get any real than that. Her.
Yeah, so Kali really helped us to open up the girls also, because these 2 girls are non-actors. So I want to thank Kali, I want to thank Patrick, and I want to thank Adira, and obviously Charu and Rubini, who are the 2 girls in Rettai Jeddai.
Wow, that's, yeah. I think just like how Martin Scorsese says in his masterclass, the casting is 80% of getting the film made. So you did a great job in casting.
Yeah, but that's another funny thing, because we didn't cast, because a lot of filmmakers will say, okay, we casted this and that amount of people. We just found, these girls just came to us, and we asked them, hey, we met Charu, and we said, hey, do we want to act in this film? And she said yes. And then her best friend came along, which is Rubini.
And then the two boys,
Yes,
the class leader, he was also the class. I mean, they're like 4 of them from the same class.
and
yeah.
Adira actually worked at the cinema where our last film was shown, and she had this very beautiful, great aura, and so she came into it. And Kali, Kali and Patrick are trained actors and are really good actors, and we are really grateful that both of them worked with us.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. It must be really late in Munich, and we really hope to see you back, and you will be hearing from us on Sunday. It's some good news.
I'm very excited, and it's just Friday evening, so it was a nice Friday evening with you guys. Super for us Friday evening.
Thank you, Jay and Kriya,
Thank
Francie.
you.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.